Good evening. This is the Divine Now. Before I begin, I just want to encourage you if you like something that is said or offered here, please comment, hit the like button, and also the bell as well if you want to get notifications for when I've posted a new segment of the Divine Now. Tonight, I want to just share a couple things. The book Night, written by Elie Wiesel, um, he was a gentleman who spent about a year, I believe, in a concentration camp um, during the Holocaust. And afterwards, he wrote this book of thoughts and impressions that he was left with after enduring such a horrible period of time. And two quotes that stick with me. One is he said, human suffering anywhere is a concern for men and women everywhere. So, human suffering anywhere is a concern for men and women everywhere. And then he says this as well. He says that the opposite of love is not hate. I used to always think that the opposite of love was hate. Um, like the opposite of day is night. These polar opposites. But he says the opposite of love is not hate, but rather the opposite of love is indifference. And that just sort of hits me deep that there are more people who are indifferent than there are people who actually hate. Um, hate groups are out there, but they don't comprise of the majority or even half the people. Um, they have an impact, yes, but they're small in number in comparison to the rest of us. And I believe Eli would argue that in comparison, there are more people who are indifferent about things than there are people who are actively out there engaging in hate. So in essence, the power of indifference is much greater than the power of hate. And just think about that for a second, that the power to know that something is wrong in the world and do nothing about it is deadlier than hate itself. That's just a powerful thought, that indifference is the opposite of love. The the act of doing nothing, the act of of seeing a wrong or seeing an injustice take place in the world, and to not lift a hand or raise a voice to sort of mitigate that, to sort of put an end to that, it really, really is a haunting thought. And I'm sort of sitting with that. I'm asking myself, where in my life, where in my day to day am I indifferent? There's so much happening in the world that there's no way one person can take it all in. It's like trying to eat an elephant. One bite at a time. There's no way any one person or even one group can take on the magnitude of issues that are in the world. And sometimes the issues can be so many and so massive that we feel sort of like numb, as if there's nothing we can do to participate in sort of making the world a better place for someone, somewhere. Reminds me of the story of a young boy who was walking along the beach, and upon walking on the beach, he saw this mound, this mass um, amount of starfish on the beach, and they were thousands of starfish that were slowly dying because they had been washed up from the ocean. And so instead of walking on, this little boy began to pick up the starfish one by one and tossing them back in the ocean. And he did this for hours, one by one, just tossing a starfish into the ocean, saving its life. Along comes this old man, and this old man says, "Son, what are you doing?" And the young boy said, I'm saving the starfish. Can't you see? I'm saving the starfish." And the man looked at the mound, this mass of dying starfish, and said, "Son, it would take you weeks to save all these starfish. This doesn't make a difference. Why are you doing this? You're wasting your time. This doesn't make a difference." And the little boy thought about it, took a breath, looked at the starfish, looked at the ocean, looked at the old man, picked up a starfish, threw it in the water, and said it made a difference to that one. It made a difference to that one. Making a difference as opposed to being indifferent matters. So I want you to think about Eli's comment that human suffering anywhere matters to men and women everywhere. And then secondly, the opposite of love is not hate, but rather indifference. I'm asking myself, where might I participate in making someone's existence better? What are the things that weigh on my heart that could move me to do something significant? What starfish might I toss in the ocean? Think about that. Profound thoughts, but nonetheless real thoughts. And I hope you find your starfish as well. Namaste.